What if I told you your next big opportunity, whether a job or a partnership, was hiding behind a presentation you were too afraid to give? Here's the thing. People assume I'm confident, extrovert even. But when it comes to presenting, I'm a complete fraud. My palms sweat, my throat dries, my brain runs in circles like I've had one too many espressos. I used to think that good presentations skills were something that people were born with, like perfect pitch or being able to eat bread and never bloat. But they're not. They're learned, they're practiced, and most importantly, transformative. This session is for anyone who's ever said, I'm not a public speaker, but still wants to be heard. Let's talk about why this matters. Harvard Business Review did a study showing that executives with strong presentation skills were 25% more likely to be promoted than their peers, not because they were smarter, but because they could communicate ideas clearly and confidently. In a world full of noise, the ability to present your message, your story, is the difference between people tuning in or tuning out. And it's not just for big TED Talks. It's for pitches, meetings, client calls, interviews, even that awkward toast at your best friend's wedding. Here's a bit of a story. I once completely blanked in a live pitch for a major client. Full freeze. I ended up rambling about the weather and walked out convinced I'd bombed it. A week later, they called and said, "We like your energy." It felt real. That moment taught me something. People aren't looking for perfection. They're looking for connection. Let's break this into 3 ideas you can remember every time you present. Number 1, clarity over complexity. We often think sounding smart means using big words. It doesn't. Your job is to make the message easy to digest, like explaining it to a mate over coffee. If your audience can't follow you, they won't trust you. Number 2, presence over performance. You don't need to be a performer. You need to present. People respond to authenticity. They want to see you, not the polished robotic version. The one that occasionally stumbles, pauses, and laughs at their own jokes. Number 3 is structure creates freedom. This sounds counterintuitive, but the more structure you have, the freer you'll feel. Know your beginning, middle, and end. And then you can riff, adapt, connect. No more, where am I going with this moments. Now, if we think about practical application, number 1 would be to start with a story. Always. Even in corporate settings, a personal anecdote makes people lean in. We're wired for stories. I once opened a strategy presentation with a story about burning toast. It landed. Number 2, and this is important, is know your audience. This one's huge, especially in the kind of work that we do. Sometimes you're speaking to technical experts who want to know every detail. Other times you're trying to reach people who have never even heard of your industry. Your job is to meet them where they are, not drag them into your world with acronyms and data dumps. If your idea can't be understood by someone completely outside of the field, you haven't made it digestible enough yet. Clear and simple doesn't mean dumbed down. Number 3, breathe before you speak. Sounds simple. It isn't. And I mean really breathe. A slow inhale, a grounded pause. Most of us rush to get in and get it over with. But silence, intentional silence, is your superpower. Number 4, practice out loud, not just in your head. Your brain will lie to you. It'll say, yeah, I know what I'm going to say. And then you open your mouth and nothing comes out. Practice out loud, ideally in front of a friend who will give you feedback without completely crushing your soul. Here's a bonus tip. Film yourself once. Painful, I know, but eye-opening, and you'll notice things like fidgeting or speeding through that you can tweak. Good presentation skills are not about being the loudest voice in the room. They're about communicating with purpose, about being clear, present, and structured, about telling stories that stick and ideas that move people. And the truth? You don't have to be fearless. You just have to show up. Because people don't remember perfect. They remember real. And when you learn how to share your ideas well, you don't just change minds, you open doors. Thanks for joining me.